What is up, guys? This is your host Chef from the Shadow Warriors, and coming back at you guys today with another Clash of Clans video, and this one is going to be sort of like a Bible on how to 2-star Town Hall 10s as a Town Hall 9 using dragons. Why using dragons? Basically because I'll just talk about it in a moment, but for now I would just say that every single Town Hall 10, I mean, no matter what the base layout is, and no matter how strong it is, and no matter whatever way it is set up, can be 2-starred by a Town Hall 9. So if you're a Town Hall 10 and you can 2-star Town Hall 10s, don't be proud, guys, because I can do the same with my Town Hall 9 account. Of course, I cannot get that solid 70 to 80% that you guys might do, but still I can 2-star, and it's the stars that count. I mean, percentages do not count in I would say just 95% of the total wars. So today we are going to discuss 9v10 2-stars, and the question that should pop into your mind is why? Why would I actually need to hit a Town Hall 10 as a Town Hall 9? And the answer to this why is pretty simple, guys. To simplify things, let us consider just 3 bases, a Town Hall 10 and 2 Town Hall 9s on both sides. Now what I'm saying is that if your number 3, that is the bottommost Town Hall 9 on your side, steps up for a 2-star hit up on their number 1, then your Town Hall 10 would not really need to attack the opponent Town Hall 10. I mean, he can just nuke 2 Town Hall 9s, and that makes a total of 8 stars. Now let us consider that your opponents follow the traditional way, and their 1 hits your 1 for a 2-star. Following this, their 1 nukes your 2 for a triple. Subsequently, your number 3 gets 2-starred by enemy number 3. This makes a total of 7 stars for the opponent clan. Now what I'm saying is, every star counts and every attack matters, guys. So whenever you get caught in a situation where you have some Town Hall 9 attacks left up, and your Town Hall 9s cannot just practically, it's impossible for your Town Hall 9s to 3-star any remaining Town Hall 9 on the map, use this method. Give your Town Hall 9s the opportunity to step up for a 2-star hit up on a Town Hall 10, and that would actually free some of your Town Hall 10 hits to nuke Town Hall 9s, so as to maximize the stars in Clan Wars. This is going to be the first base incursion for today's video, and look at that, it's gonna have a centralized Town Hall with so many rings, and kind of like a ring base, kind of like an anti 2-star base, and that is why I picked it up for today's video. I mean, if it's an anti 3-star base with an offset Town Hall, it's really easy to 2-star, guys. Just send in a portion of your kill squad, get the Town Hall, and then invest the remainder of your army capacity in getting the 50%, and the job is done. But in this kind of bases, basically not every single base can be hit using dragons. Like, there is a way to 2-star every single base at Town Hall 10 as a Town Hall 9, but not every single base can be 2-starred using dragons. So what you are looking for is, you're looking for A defenses. Basically, you're looking for, if you can get 2 A defenses that have those ranges that do not cover the Town Hall, and you will get it literally every single time on these ring based designs. What you need to do is, you need to account for the other 2 A defenses, and as long as you can do that, you're good to go. As you will see, what Manus does exactly right here is, first of all, divide the base into 3 parts, and now if you can trim these kind of structures shown by the white curves, if you can trim those structures out, just think about it. Like a runaway for your dragons. If you drop your dragons in the red arrow, your dragons have nowhere to go but to the Town Hall, and that is what we'll talk about. Just trying not to consume too much of your time, guys, so we'll talk about it as the attack goes on. So have a look at the army composition, guys. Manus has got a Lava Hound that is only at level 1. In a CC he brings level 7 balloons, and then he's got 6 of his own balloons that are only level 5, and his own king is only level 11. He even does not have his queen. I think she's kind of upgrading or something. Starts in with the Lava Hound and those balloons, kind of with that haste spell to support those guys up. And now look at how many structures he just eliminates with just the Lava Hound, just the balloons, and 1 haste spell. With that investment, he gets a lot of value there, and get kind of trims one side or I should just call in scientific language, this is creation of one side of the funnel. For the other side of the funnel, it uses king to tank those archer towers, uses two balloons, kind of like in a surgical deployment on those archer towers, and hopefully they can take them down. The dragons eventually help them out. Now that's Zap Quake for that other A defense. So he accounts for one A defense using the Lava Hound, and for the other A defense, he just Zap Quakes it entirely. Now look at those dragons. I think there are 3 to 4 healthy dragons. I guess there are 4 healthy dragons inside the core of the base. They have nowhere to go but to the town hall, and there are 2 dragons kind of like going across the outskirts of the village. Now guys, if you have a base that has single target infernos, do not use this particular attack strategy. And if you want to use this particular attack strategy, you need to carry more balloons. Not have any example to illustrate this out, but just carry more balloons and just try to overwhelm that single target inferno, because it can melt your dragons awfully fast. As you can see, man is getting some more percentage points with his last dragons. I mean, dragons are not really that good for percentages. They are good for diving in and getting the town hall. Let's look at one more attack. So looking at the second base, this one is kind of like an even bigger ring, I would say. And Rudrakshi is going to be the hitter, Telpin Crew is going to be the defender. So let's get formalities out of the way and let's talk about it for a moment. First of all, once again, notice those 2 air defenses and their range is kind of like not being able to cover the town hall. You are going to exploit this fact, and how you are going to do it. First of all, you are going to Zap Quake this air defense entirely so that it gets out of the way, and for the second air defense you can account for it with the Lava Hound. So I'll talk about that in a moment. Now these 2 areas are kind of like what you need to trim. If you can trim these 2, I mean, just think about your dragons going in from the center. If these every single structure in these 2 areas is cleared out, dragons have nowhere to go but to the town hall. Now what Rudrakshi does right here is she starts in with a societal hero entry, kind of like to just eliminate the queen, and there's a good enough reason as to why she does that. Basically, when your dragons are inside the core of the base, I mean, there is a chance that the defending queen can distract them, and I mean, you know, if they start firing at the defending queen, then they are just gonna stray around, just gonna stray away from the town hall, and you don't want that to happen. So keep an eye for possibilities like that. I mean, I've seen weird things happen, and this was just a possibility. Even if the queen was so away from the town hall, I mean, Rudrakshi just decides to play safe here and just get that queen dealt with quickly, I should say. So the queen goes down, and now a very efficient work done on the scout by Rudrakshi here. She drops a baby dragon that tanks for the archer tower, and what she does is sneaks in 2 balloons from behind. Now nothing is going to shoot at those 2 balloons, given that she has already Zap Quaked that air defense. Those balloons get this archer tower, get this cannon, and get this bomb tower. Just an awesome value for just 2 balloons, and the baby dragon gets some funneling work done. So a great accomplishment. She Zap Quakes this air defense. Remember guys, so there's nothing that can actually shoot at those 2 balloons. Yes, that was a tower, but it does not deal a lot of damage. It just deals a splash. So for the other side, drops in a Lava Hound to tank with that air defense, and then goes in with 2 balloons of each of these lines, and the cannon, the archer tower, and the mortar. And the reason is on the mortar, basically, because the balloons and the cannon and the balloons and the archer tower, once they get those 2 structures eliminated, the next closest defense to the group at the cannon is going to be the air defense, and to the group at the archer tower is going to be the mortar. But if the mortar is down, then the group at the archer tower would also go towards the air defense. Both of these sides are trimmed. Rudrakshi is going to now deploy her dragons, and the dragons are going to dive straight to the town hall. No other option to go. We have eliminated all other possibilities. Does a really lovely job at keeping those dragons raised up the entire time, from the point to where they were deployed to the point where they eventually step up and strike the town hall. 2 rages, and that's it. You don't need heal spells on your dragon. The heal spells are not going to work in front of the infernos, at least in the current state of the game. Maybe after the December 2017 update they do. But anyway guys, has a baby dragon that she uses at the top like 1 o'clock for some extra percentage points. I mean, just if you fall short of 50%, I told you guys in previous attack, dragons are not great for that great for the percentage. So I mean, you have to keep that in mind. Now there is a very good enough reason as to why Rudrakshi chooses to approach from the bottom. The first reason is those 2A defenses at the top sort of like not being able to target the dragons as long as they do not cross the town hall, basically. The second reason is, look at that expo that falls in the way of the dragons once they strike that inferno tower. I mean, there is an expo between 2 layers of walls, and then they will move to the dragons. So once the inferno tower is down, the dragons are eventually going to step up and move to that expo, and in this fashion, if they work their way up to the town hall, I mean, they are going to get closer to the town hall if you get what I mean. And from any other side, I mean, where there are no structures between 2 layers of walls, I mean, the one after the inferno and the one before the town hall, those are the 2 layers I'm talking about. Since there are no structures, that means once the dragons get the inferno down, there is a longer distance that the dragons need to travel from the inferno to the town hall, and that just gives way too possibilities. Like, I mean, the dragons deciding not to go to the town hall and decide to stray around. Alright, so this is the attack Rudrakshi taking on number 1 Telpin crew, number 3 hitting on number 1, just as the example told you guys. The societal hero entry goes in. Unfortunately, the defending queen does not jump out of the wall, so the king is not gonna get any shots on her, and that's just a level 10 king. It's not gonna count for a whole lot of time, but that level 9 queen with her royale cloak just absolutely smashing that defending queen down. Unfortunately, the CC does get lowered, which he might not have thought about. She anyway. The baby dragon beautifully tanking for the archer tower. Look at those 2 balloons is outside all defensive range, and there, I mean, they get the archer tower, the cannon, and the bomb tower, and finally they are smashed by the dragon that was kind of lowered accidentally. More dragons and more balloons. The surgical balloon in that fashion. That first rage spell dropped on those dragons while they are under the fire of the first inferno. Down goes the first inferno in just a moment, and then we see those dragons eventually stepping up to that expo. The second rage trying to get some of the balloons also in that rage. 50% dissolving the bag. We have got the first star, guys. It's just a matter of getting the town hall, and we can call this one a successful attack. That those dragons, I mean, look at those final 2 air defenses, just producing some chip damage sort of like on those dragons that are swinging around. But those the dragons that have gone to the center of the base outside all air defensive fire. The beautifully placed baby dragon onto that spell factory, getting the second star, carrying that 62% in the back. Hope you guys liked that video and hope you guys really enjoyed it. Smash that like button if you really did. I know you guys might have to move your mouse a few extra inches. I know you are here to just chill and relax with me, but guys, please do smash the like button. Please hit that subscribe. This is your host Chef from the Shadow Warriors. Sort of like, I'll come back to you guys very soon, I hope. Bye bye for now.